Hello and welcome to Simplified, explaining what's going on in the world in just a few minutes. I'm your host Priyanka. Let's get started. The USA's presidential elections takes place every 4 years, and the next one is coming up on November 3rd, 2020. It will determine the 46th president of the United States of America. Here's how the election process works. Before we begin, you need to understand a few terms. Number one, the US Congress is the legislature of the government and consists of two houses, the House of Representatives, or the lower house, and the Senate, or the upper house. Two, the House of Representatives. This is the lower house of the US Congress. Every state is divided into districts, and each district has one representative. The number of districts per state differs because each state's population also differs. For example, California's population is divided into 53 districts and therefore has 53 representatives. Three, the Senate is the upper house of the US Congress, and its primary job is to scrutinize and question all proposals sent by the lower house, the House of Representatives, and by the President of the United States before deciding whether it should become a law. Now, each state in the USA has 2 senators. Since America has 50 states, there are a total of 100 senators. The final term for that you need to know is the President of the United States of America, or the POTUS. The President of the United States of America serves both as the head of state and as the head of government. Now that you know these terms, let's see how the American president gets elected. The two parties in the USA are the Democrats and the Republicans. When election time comes close, each party narrows down their presidential nominee. Now, this is the person each party feels will be the best to lead the nation. This year, the Republican Party has selected Donald Trump as their presidential candidate, and the Democratic Party chose Joe Biden. Both of these candidates then choose their own respective vice presidential candidates. By and large, the presidential nominee will choose a running mate with different knowledge, skills, and characteristics than themselves. Now, this is done so that their campaign presents voters with the best possible package. Together, the president and the VP candidates are known as a ticket. For the 2020 elections, Donald Trump has chosen Mike Pence and Joe Biden has chosen Kamala Harris as running mates. The vice presidential candidates, more popularly known as running mates of the presidential nominees, help support the campaign. The presidential nominees and vice presidential candidates campaign by holding rallies to garner as much support as possible across the country. During these rallies, candidates set their policies and ideas for the nation. On election day, scheduled this year, November 3rd, 2020, the public go and vote for one presidential ticket. But here's where it gets just a bit confusing. The president is not determined just by the public vote. A system known as the Electoral College is used to determine the final ticket. There are a total of 538 total Electoral College votes in the US presidential election, meaning it takes 270 Electoral College votes, that's just over half of the Electoral College, to win the presidency. Here's how the Electoral College works. Each state in the USA is assigned a number of electors that will determine whether the state has voted for the Democratic ticket or the Republican ticket. A state has the same number of electors as the number of senators, remember that's 2 senators per state, and representatives, remember that's the number that varies as per the population of the state. Now, the Electoral College will vote for the presidential ticket which has gotten the most votes and public support. Now, let's go back to the example of California, which for the 2020 election has 53 districts. This means that there are 53 representatives and 2 senators. Therefore, California will have 53 reps plus 2 senators. That's a total of 55 Electoral College votes. Furthermore, if a candidate wins in California, they get all 55 electoral votes and the opponents get 0. This means that if President Trump wins in California, he gets all 55 electoral votes and Joe Biden gets 0. This is why the presidential candidates want to win key electoral college states like California, Texas, Florida, and New York. Now, for the 2020 elections, that is 151 electoral college votes right there. So far easy, right? But here's where it gets a little bit more unclear. Let me explain. A presidential ticket can win the election without winning the popular vote. Now, this happened in the 2016 presidential election between Democrat Hillary Clinton and Republican Donald Trump. Hillary Clinton got the popular vote by a significant margin, 48.2% as compared to Trump's 46.1%, but lost the electoral vote to Trump. Clinton got only 232 Electoral College votes as compared to Trump, who won the election and became the president with 306 Electoral College votes. How is this possible? When a candidate wins the popular vote but not the Electoral College vote, it simply means that it was a very close election. The winning candidate has collected the Electoral College vote by small margins, and this was done by winning just enough states with just enough electoral votes. And remember, the winning ticket is one who is the first to reach 270 Electoral College votes. US Election Day, November 3rd, 2020 is not far off. Now that you know how a president is elected, who do you think is going to win the 2020 American election? I want to hear from you, so make sure you leave your choice in the comments below. Also, like and share this video with your friends and family. With that being said, thanks for watching Simplified, explaining what's going on in the world in just a few minutes. We'll see you soon. Until next time, this is Priyanka Deo, signing off.